Have you ever walked into a place and instantly felt like you didn't belong? Maybe the energy was heavy, the conversation was draining, or the people made you feel like an afterthought rather than a welcomed guest. As we grow older, we realize that not every place deserves our presence, and not every home is a safe space for our peace and happiness. In today's video, we'll uncover 7 types of homes you should avoid visiting in your later years. Homes that steal your joy, disrupt your peace, and make you question your worth. Watch until the end, because protecting your energy is just as important as protecting your health. By the final point, you'll have a deeper understanding of how to walk away without guilt and embrace the freedom to choose where, and with whom, you spend your precious time. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. Number 1. The home where you are not genuinely welcome. There are few things more disheartening than stepping into a home where your presence feels like an inconvenience rather than a joy. It's a quiet, yet undeniable feeling. Perhaps it's the distant, obligatory greeting at the door, the lack of warmth in their smile, or the way conversations seem to be filled with forced politeness rather than genuine interest. You may notice the way they check the time more often than they engage with you, how they fail to ask about your well-being, or how they seem distracted, waiting for you to leave rather than savoring the time together. As we grow older, it becomes increasingly important to be mindful of where we invest our energy and whom we allow into our lives. Our time is valuable, and our presence should never feel like a burden to anyone. If visiting a certain home leaves you feeling unappreciated, unacknowledged, or merely tolerated, it's a sign that your presence is not genuinely cherished there. Relationships, whether with family, friends, or acquaintances, should be built on mutual respect and appreciation, not obligation or routine formalities. Instead of spending your precious moments in places where you are met with indifference or subtle rejection, choose to surround yourself with people who celebrate your presence. A welcoming home is one where you are greeted with warmth, where your stories are heard with interest, and where your presence brings smiles rather than discomfort. You deserve to be in spaces where you are valued, not just accepted out of obligation. So, if you ever find yourself leaving a home feeling drained, questioning why you even visited in the first place, take it as a lesson. Do not waste your time in places where you are merely tolerated. Spend your time with those who make you feel truly welcome, where you can be yourself, share laughter, and feel at ease. Life is too short to be spent in the company of those who do not genuinely appreciate you. Number 2. The home where drama and negativity rule. Some people seem to thrive on drama, almost as if they can't function without it. Their homes are filled with constant arguments, tension, and an atmosphere of conflict. Complaints replace gratitude, shouting drowns out laughter, and no matter how good things could be, negativity always finds a way to take center stage. If you spend time in such an environment, you may leave feeling emotionally drained, mentally exhausted, and burdened with problems that aren't even yours. These homes often revolve around cycles of unnecessary conflicts, petty disagreements that escalate into full-blown arguments, passive-aggressive remarks disguised as conversation, and a never-ending stream of gossip. Instead of being places of comfort and refuge, they become battlegrounds where peace is the rarest commodity. The energy is heavy, and the air is thick with tension, making even short visits feel suffocating. As you grow older, your peace of mind should be a top priority. The older you get, the more you realize that time is too precious to spend in spaces filled with hostility, bitterness, and unnecessary stress. Surrounding yourself with negativity, even temporarily, can have a lasting impact on your mental and emotional well-being. When a home is ruled by drama, it drains your energy, disrupts your inner calm, and may even bring unnecessary anxiety into your life. Instead, seek homes where love, kindness, and understanding are the foundation. You deserve to be in spaces that uplift your spirit, encourage joy, and bring you a sense of comfort and belonging. Life is too short to invest your time and energy in places that steal your peace. Choose environments that nourish your soul, where conversations are uplifting, and where you can truly relax without the weight of someone else's chaos pressing down on you. Number 3. The home where you are only needed, not valued. There are some homes where you are welcome, but only when it is convenient for others. These are the places where your presence is not cherished but merely tolerated when there's something to gain. Maybe they invite you over when they need a babysitter for their children, an extra set of hands for housework, or a loan to cover an unexpected expense. Yet, when you are the one in need, whether for companionship, emotional support, or simply a warm conversation, they are nowhere to be found. This kind of dynamic can be deeply draining. It creates the illusion of friendship or family closeness, but beneath the surface, it is entirely one-sided. You give, they take. You show up, they disappear when it's your turn to receive. If someone only reaches out to you when they need a favor but never takes the time to check in, ask how you're doing, or support you in return, it's a clear sign that they see you as a resource rather than a valued presence in their life. Your time, kindness, and energy are precious. Being generous and helpful is a beautiful trait, but it should never come at the cost of being used or feeling unappreciated. A healthy relationship, whether with family, friends, or even neighbors, should be built on mutual care and respect. It should be about more than just utility. It should include love, concern, and reciprocity. Take a step back and evaluate. Are you truly valued, or are you just being used? If your presence is only acknowledged when there's a task to complete or a favor to grant, it may be time to set boundaries. You deserve to be in spaces where you are wanted for who you are, not just for what you can provide. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Number 4. The home that feels like a burden. Have you ever visited someone's home and felt like you weren't truly welcome? Perhaps the moment they open the door, their face drops just slightly before forcing a polite smile. Maybe they sigh as they invite you in, their body language stiff and uneasy. They glance at their watch frequently, subtly signaling that they have more important things to do. Their responses to your conversation are short, distracted, or even dismissive, making it clear that your presence is more of an obligation than a joy. A home should be a place of warmth, a space where you are greeted with genuine enthusiasm and where your presence feels valued, not merely tolerated. True hospitality comes from the heart. It cannot be faked for long. If you constantly sense that you're imposing, if the air feels heavy with unspoken impatience or reluctance, then it may be time to ask yourself why you continue to visit. No one should have to beg for someone's time, attention, or kindness. Your presence should not feel like an inconvenience or a favor someone is granting reluctantly. Respect yourself enough to step back. There is nothing wrong with wanting to be in spaces where you are truly welcomed, appreciated, and embraced. Life is too short to chase after people who make you feel like an outsider in their world. Number 5. The home where you are disrespected. Respect is not just a courtesy. It is a fundamental human need, especially as we grow older and accumulate a lifetime of wisdom and experience. A home should be a place of warmth, understanding, and mutual appreciation, but sadly, not all homes offer this environment. Some are filled with individuals who belittle, dismiss, or outright ignore the elderly, treating them as an afterthought rather than as valued members of the family. Disrespect can take many forms. It could be the way someone cuts you off mid-sentence as if your words hold no value. It might be the way your thoughts, advice, or stories are brushed aside as irrelevant or outdated. It could be the size of impatience when you take a moment longer to finish your point, or the eye rolls that make you feel like a burden rather than a blessing. In some cases, disrespect is more overt: rude comments, condescending tones, or even being excluded from important family discussions and decisions. No one deserves to be in an environment where they are consistently disrespected, undervalued, or made to feel as though they are a nuisance. If you find yourself in such a home, whether it belongs to a relative, a friend, or even your own family, do not hesitate to leave. Your presence should never be taken for granted. Seek out spaces where your wisdom is appreciated, where your stories are met with interest, and where you are treated with the kindness and respect you deserve. Surround yourself with those who see your value, who listen with patience, and who cherish your presence. A home should be a place where you feel safe, loved, and respected, never anything less. Number 6. The home that is toxic for your mental health. Have you ever walked into a home and immediately felt an overwhelming sense of unease? Some environments carry a weight that is difficult to ignore, whether it's the energy in the air, the tension among the people, or an unspoken hostility that lingers in the atmosphere. These are the homes that drain your spirit rather than uplift it, leaving you feeling emotionally exhausted, anxious, or even depressed after spending time there. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Just as you wouldn't repeatedly expose yourself to an environment filled with toxins, you shouldn't force yourself to endure a space that diminishes your emotional well-being. If visiting someone's home consistently brings you stress, sadness, or anxiety, take it as a sign that it may not be a healthy place for you. The impact of negative environments can be profound, affecting your mood, self-esteem, and overall sense of peace. A toxic home isn't always defined by outward conflict. Sometimes, it's the passive-aggressive remarks, the constant criticism, or the feeling of walking on eggshells around certain people. It might be a space where negativity, resentment, or dysfunction dominate, making it impossible to relax and be yourself. Even if no harsh words are spoken, the energy of a place can tell you everything you need to know. Pay attention to how you feel when you enter and when you leave. If you notice a pattern of emotional distress, it's time to reconsider whether that space is worth your presence. Protecting your mental and emotional well-being means prioritizing environments that nourish your soul, not deplete it. Surround yourself with spaces that make you feel welcome, valued, and at peace. A home should be a place of comfort and security, not a source of stress or emotional turmoil. Give yourself permission to walk away from toxic spaces and invest your time in places where you can truly breathe, feel safe, and be yourself. Number 7. The home that no longer aligns with your growth. As we journey through life, we evolve. With every passing year, our priorities, values, and desires shift. In our younger years, we may have been drawn to the chaos of social engagements, the thrill of fast-paced lifestyles, or the pursuit of superficial goals. But as time moves forward, something within us starts to change. We begin to crave deeper connections, moments of quiet reflection, and a sense of peace that only comes with maturity. We seek wisdom, the kind that comes from life's experiences, the lessons learned through both joy and sorrow. We find ourselves desiring more meaningful conversations, ones that nourish our spirit rather than drain it. However, not everyone embarks on this same journey of growth. Some people remain stuck in their old ways, trapped in toxic habits, surrounded by shallow discussions, and entrenched in self-destructive behaviors. They may continue to engage in the same patterns that held them captive in their youth, ignoring the profound changes that life offers. And when you find yourself in these spaces, with people who are not growing with you, it can feel like a constant battle to find your center. If you are in a home or a space that no longer aligns with your personal growth, it is okay to step away. Sometimes, the greatest act of self-care is choosing to remove yourself from environments that no longer serve your best interest. This includes physical spaces, but it also extends to the people within them. If the energy of those around you brings out the worst in you, leaving you feeling drained, frustrated, or misunderstood, then it may be time to reconsider your place in that space. A home should be a sanctuary, a place where you feel valued, supported, and encouraged to become the best version of yourself. When this ceases to be true, it's a sign that a change is needed. As we grow older, we begin to understand something deeply profound. Not every place is meant for us, not every relationship is worth holding on to, and not every home will continue to welcome us with the same warmth it once did. The spaces that once felt comfortable, nurturing, and full of promise may no longer feel that way. What once felt like a safe harbor may now feel like a cage. The warmth of familiarity may now feel like the suffocating grip of stagnation. At this stage in life, wisdom teaches us that our time, peace, and happiness are incredibly valuable. We come to realize that these precious resources are not to be wasted on social obligations, outdated expectations, or relationships that drain us. The pursuit of personal growth becomes paramount. We are no longer willing to sacrifice our peace for the sake of others' comfort or to remain in situations that hinder our evolution. Learning to let go is one of the most empowering acts we can engage in. But letting go does not mean doing so with bitterness or anger. It means releasing what no longer serves us with understanding, and sometimes even with gratitude. We release without resentment because we know that doing so allows us the space to grow, heal, and create a life that aligns with the person we are becoming. This is not about abandoning others or being selfish. It is about making conscious decisions to be in environments that nourish our mind, body, and soul. The relationships and spaces that remain are those that bring out the best in us, those that challenge us in constructive ways, and those that celebrate our growth. As we continue to evolve, we must choose to surround ourselves with the people and places that mirror the version of ourselves we aspire to be. In the end, choosing the right space isn't just about physical surroundings. it's about emotional and spiritual alignment. It's about being in places where we feel valued, understood, and supported. These spaces help us grow into who we are meant to be, and they provide the foundation for a life of peace, fulfillment, and deep contentment. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. The reality of time, your most valuable asset. Every moment you spend in negativity, worry, or resentment is a moment you will never get back. The clock keeps ticking, and each passing second represents a part of your life slipping away, never to be reclaimed. Every hour wasted in an environment that drains your energy, whether it's with people who don't respect you or situations that no longer serve your purpose, is an hour stolen from your joy. Time is the one resource you can never replenish, and as you grow older, you come to realize the true cost of letting time slip away on things that don't nourish your soul. At this stage in life, you cannot afford to waste what little time remains on anything that does not align with your inner peace, growth, and happiness. The years ahead may not be as long as those you've already lived, and each day becomes increasingly precious. Choose wisely, for what you devote your time and energy to will shape your experiences, memories, and legacy. Choose where you go, who you spend time with, and which relationships or spaces you leave behind. In the end, you are not responsible for keeping connections alive that no longer serve your well-being, your joy, or your purpose. Let go of the weight that holds you back, for you deserve more than to be tethered to things that no longer align with the life you wish to live. The power of peace. Walking away without guilt. Walking away from situations or relationships that no longer serve you is not an act of cruelty. It is an act of self-respect. It is the acknowledgement that some spaces, people, and situations no longer align with your peace and that the time to let go has arrived. Often, we carry the burden of guilt, feeling responsible for maintaining relationships or adhering to expectations that we no longer find fulfilling. But to preserve your mental and emotional well-being, sometimes the most courageous decision is to step away and leave what no longer nurtures you behind. Do not feel guilty for choosing your well-being over outdated obligations. You are not selfish in protecting your soul. You've already given enough, your time, your energy, your care, and if it's not being reciprocated, it's time to reclaim what is rightfully yours. You have tried enough, invested enough, and offered enough of yourself. Now is the time to prioritize your peace. Do not let guilt or societal pressure dictate your choices. You are worthy of a life free from the burden of unnecessary stress, negativity, and toxicity. It is not only okay to walk away. It is often the most loving thing you can do for yourself. True happiness lies in meaningful connections. True happiness is not found in forced visits or empty interactions. It is not about fulfilling obligations that feel hollow or maintaining relationships out of a sense of duty. True joy is found in genuine relationships, with people who see and appreciate you for who you truly are, who respect your boundaries, and who bring warmth to your heart. These are the people who fill you up with love, laughter, and encouragement, not the ones who drain you of your energy or demand more from you than you can give. Let go of the outdated belief that you must keep everyone in your life, just because they were once important or because society tells you to. You do not need to carry the weight of relationships that no longer serve you or reflect the person you are becoming. Instead, cherish the few who truly uplift you, and who make you feel seen, heard, and valued. A life filled with a few real connections is far better than a life surrounded by countless empty ones, where your energy is spread thin, and your spirit feels unfulfilled. True happiness lies not in quantity, but in the quality of the connections you choose to nurture. In the end, it is those who add value to your life and bring you joy that will remain in your heart and memory long after other distractions fade away. The final lesson: live for yourself, not for others. As you age, you will learn that not every invitation must be accepted, not every call must be returned, and not every door must remain open. The more you experience life, the clearer it becomes that your time, your energy, and your attention are precious. The greatest freedom in old age is not in what you can still achieve or accumulate, but in the freedom to choose how to spend your time, where to invest your energy, and who to welcome into your life. Do not let guilt, fear, or social pressure dictate your choices. You have the power to decide what is worth your attention, and you have earned the right to choose peace, happiness, and contentment on your terms. Live for yourself, not for others. Choose peace over chaos. Choose happiness over obligation. Choose stillness over noise. Choose joy over frustration. Choose to live a life that is authentic to you, one that reflects the person you have become, and one that brings you fulfillment. Not because others expect it of you, but because you deserve it. Live for the moments that matter, for the connections that bring you peace, and for the choices that honor your heart and soul. The final life lesson is simple. Choose to live for yourself, and in doing so, you will find the true freedom and happiness you have always sought. As we journey through life, we understand the importance of protecting our peace, choosing our surroundings wisely, and valuing the relationships that truly uplift us. Not every place is meant for us, and not every invitation needs to be accepted. The greatest freedom in old age is the ability to decide where we invest our time, energy, and presence. What have you learned from this video? Share one lesson that resonated with you and that you will bring into practice in your own life. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.